everyone, so today I thought I would do a kind of, I don't know what to call it, I guess an update, because I know that a few of you, or at least one of you, wanted to know about the Petit Noe and how I felt about it, because I know I did a reveal, and it's not old enough to do any sort of wear and tear, but, so this is the bag, this is the Petit Noe, and it's not so petite in my opinion because I am 5'1", and so this is a very awkward size for me. Like if you can see, it's quite large, like this, like it's very large. So I don't know, I don't really care for this type of shape. But that aside, there are a few pros and cons of this bag. So I know that this is really popular. I feel like it would be helpful if I did this type of video, so I don't know. But yeah, so this is the Petit Noe, and it just ties up with the strings right here. And this is like a leather piece of cord, so it's treated, it's nice. I like this bag because it's treated. So I don't know if you guys have watched my reveal video, but I chose the epi leather because this only comes in the monogram and the damier azur, I believe. So both of those bags, they have the untreated vachetta leather, and so the bottom right here, this whole piece would be this light leather. And just because this bag has like no type of feet or anything, I didn't want any issues with stains, things like that. I wanted something carefree for my mother. And also I didn't like the way that the canvas ties up because the canvas was actually very, very flimsy, and it was almost like just tying, like if you made it out of denim and just tying it together, it was that type of structure. So I didn't like the way that it looked. I wanted something a little more stiff and structured, so I picked the epi leather. Now I believe this retails for about $1,900 in the US, so this by any means is not a cheap bag at all. I feel so bad because I spent so much money on a bag that my mom doesn't use, I don't really care for, so it's kind of just sitting there. But you know, like it's one of those things that it's like, it was a memory. I went somewhere, I purchased it with good intentions, and so, you know, maybe one day I'll reach for it or my mom will want to use it again. But yeah, so this is the bag, and I actually don't like to use this bag, and I have a few reasons why. So yes, it is very carefree. You know, epi leather I think is the most carefree leather that Louis Vuitton makes, just because it's striated, it's treated. Anything that spills on it, you can just take a wet cloth and just wipe it off. It's very easy. But the only reason I don't like it is just because of its design. Like, I don't know, I'm not really into bucket bags currently, so I'm not into this whole shape to begin with, but it's also the fact that these straps, I'm not really a shoulder strap type of girl. I'm more crossbody. You can't really adjust too much just because I am shorter. I'm 5'1", so if you are of smaller stature, you want to make sure you really try this bag on in the store, just because even on like the smallest setting, I think it's a little lower than I would want, which honestly is not that big of a deal because you could probably just go find a leather person and then just get a few holes punched right here. But that to me is not that big of an issue. My main issue with this is, I don't know if you guys have been watching my other bag videos, but with my Alexander Rocky and with my Louis Vuitton Speedy, I actually don't like to close my bags, which I know is a horrible, horrible habit, but I just don't, okay? Like, and this one, you have to close it, just because if you don't, then it's just like this open pit, you know what I'm saying? Like, at least my other bags, even though I don't necessarily zip it up, the Speedy itself it'll still be pretty closed. The Alexander Wang has like a lid, and it'll still be closed, not zipped up. So this one I actually have to pull it, and so for the most part, like, I'll just pull it shut like this and then just go about my day. But because the way of, I guess, the bag is designed, if you've seen most lower end bags will have like a thing and then you pull it to tighten it, which I wish this had, and my mom also said the same thing, just because it's so annoying to have to like, all right, so let me do this and tie it up, and then every time you want to reach into it to get something, like, you know, if you're checking out or something, I have to undo it, I have to like open it and then like dig. So that's the issue, because this is very structured. It doesn't open quite easily, which I like, but it just makes it hard to get in and out of, which if you wanted this to be an everyday bag, or if you're, you know, running errands or something, this is not the bag to be constantly reaching in. But this is, I think it would be a good work bag if you didn't want to get a tote, just because a lot of people do totes for work, just because if you have to carry a lot of stuff, a tote makes the most sense. This will fit a lot of files and a computer if you need it to. The only issue is that you have to make sure that you're not constantly reaching in and out, because this is not the bag. This is the bag that you're like, all right, honey, put your shoes on. All right, you got your jacket. You know, it's like a very much take your time going through it. And also because it is one of those like lesser known, well, not lesser known, it's less popular, I think. I don't know if you can get a bag organizer specifically for this style. And so just because of that, it's like, you know, like it very much is just a black pit. Like, I don't know how else to describe it. And so even if I only had like a few things in there, I would always like be digging to find something, and I just didn't care for it really. Now with that being said, I think I really would like the BB, or is it the Nano? I don't know. They make like a really tiny one that is so cute. So, you know, at that size, if it's like so tiny, it's okay. But I think just because of the size personally for me, it's not really working out. And also because when I just pull the strings, it doesn't really do anything, and you really just, you have to tie them. And my one issue with the ties is that over time, like one will become shorter than the other. As you can see, I started this video with them even, and now one is longer and one is shorter. But it's also that the string will come out, and that just annoys me. Like it just comes out of the hole, and it's not anything permanent or whatever, but it just annoys me, you know, like I paid so much for this bag, like why aren't you working out? That's my main issue with this purse. Now that being said, that doesn't mean I'm never going to carry it. It just won't be a bag that I reach for very often, and it's just really sad to say it, because you know, you buy these bags so you could use them for a long time, and they can be your everyday bag for the most, especially someone who starts out like me. I only have this bag and my Speedy, and that's the extent of my like nicer luxury bags. Everything else is kind of like, you know, like down there. So, you know, that's really sad to say that I spend so much money and it's gonna be a bag that I'm not gonna reach for. I mean, this was a good memory, so I'm not gonna get rid of it. I really like this bag. And also a word of precaution for you guys out there, if you guys do like the Petit Noe, I don't recommend getting it new. I recommend getting it secondhand, just because epi leather does not hold its value very well. On the secondhand market, you could literally find the same bag. I mean, mine is brand new, obviously. On the secondhand market, it will be used, but you can find that for like $400 or $500, and it'll be in pretty good condition. You know, maybe like slight wear on the corners, but pretty good condition for like $400 or $500. Keep in mind, this is a $1,900 bag. And I only bought this because it was going to be a gift for my mom, and so I wasn't going to give her something secondhand. You know, like I personally, for me, I don't care if it's been used or whatever, like whatever. But, you know, she is my mom. I did crawl out of her womb, so gotta give respects to that. So I got her a new one, and because of her job, she doesn't really like to use it because it's a very nice bag and she doesn't. Anyway, so if you do like this bag, I do recommend going on secondhand websites to find this, because I found this anywhere for like $250 to like $600. Same bag, different colors. Maybe the black one and the brown one will be a little more, just because they are neutral colors. But if you want like a color like red, yellow, green, those will be like so affordable, like $300 to $400, I want to say. So yeah, that's all I have to say about this bag really. It's really sad, but I really like it. I mean, I still enjoy looking at it, like don't get me wrong, but I just think it's just very unfortunate that, and this was one of, I guess, this was not so much a wise purchase, but I want to say that it wasn't a regret. I hope you guys like this update. If anyone was thinking about this bag and the epi, I hope this was helpful for you. So yeah, I hope you guys like this video, and I will see you guys later. Bye!